Hi, I'm Jinu, and you better hold on to your butts because my story is a crazy ride. Before we begin, please like and subscribe. I belong to a family of crooks. That's right, my parents are the worst. They'll do anything for money. Dad sells repainted junkyard cars to innocent customers, and Mom runs a salon where she keeps a small box of live lice to infect clients and start epidemics.
It's good for business, sweetheart. If I get hired to clean up nasty heads, sometimes they'll even come to get all their heads shaved off.
But it's wrong. You're tricking honest people.
You can't con an honest man, my boy. All those idiots who come through my shop want to be fooled. I'm just helping them lose their money faster.
And it pays for your fancy clothes and toys, pea-brained so butt out.
My little sister Mira was just as bad. She was pale and thin and had a fake doctor's note saying she had a weak heart, so everybody thought she was a sickly sweetheart. But she was actually as heartless as my parents. Mira often took her classmates' books and hid them.
Please, I just want my book back, Mira.
Yeah, if you give me Insala.
I got so mad I snatched the book right out of her hands. Here you go.
Quit acting like you're better than me, big bro. You're just as wicked as I am. You just hide it better.
Shut up, Mira. I don't want anyone to know I'm related to you. I'm nothing like you. I was so afraid people would find out about my crazy family, so I went by my middle name at school. Rumi, my best friend, was the only good thing in my life. We would always hang out at her place because I didn't want her anywhere near my scheming family. For her 14th birthday, I gave Rumi a set of water guns. Her parents kept giving me weird looks. We were playing with the guns when I accidentally knocked her new iPad to the ground. I'm sorry. I'll save up and pay to have it fixed.
Are you happy now? You've ruined Rumi's birthday after your father sold me that disaster on wheels. I bet your family enjoys making people miserable.
How do you know about my dad?
Because I followed him on social media. You're probably just like him. I want you out of our house, and Rumi isn't allowed to be your friend anymore.
I looked at Rumi, hoping she would stand up for me, but she looked betrayed.
I can't believe you kept this for me. If you warned me about your dad, I could have saved my dad from wasting all that money on that piece of junk. He's right. You are evil.
Man, oh yeah, if your dad wasn't so cheap and just looking for a good deal, he wouldn't have fallen for a con artist. Your dad's a fool, and so are you. I ran home furious, but my parents didn't care that they've ruined my friendship.
Here, San, dry your tears. Once you become rich, you can buy new friends.
Yeah, that's the secret of happiness and popularity. You'll thank us when you're older.
I'll never thank you. I hate being in this house. But they just laughed like I was some cute little baby throwing a tantrum. They were impossible. So I added onion juice to Mom's night cream and turmeric to Dad's toothpaste. They were furious. Dry your tears, folks. But the next day at school, Rumi refused to speak to me. I felt awful. I was leaving an apology note in her locker after school when I heard a weird sound from an empty classroom. I peeked inside and it was Mira. That little sneak was stealing school property. I recorded her in the act. Mira was finally going to pay. The next day, the school was in chaos over the stone projectors.
Whoever did this is in big trouble. If anyone has any information, please come forward.
I immediately went to the principal's office and told her everything, but she wouldn't believe me.
You expect me to believe that weak little girl did this? Those projectors are heavy, Jinu.
Then what do you make of this? The principal was furious. She called her parents in and Mira was expelled, and my parents were so mad at me for telling on her, and Mira looked like an angry psycho.
I can't believe you ratted me out. I'm your sister.
You know what they say, there's no honor among thieves.
You're going to pay for this, Jinu.
Whatever. Not the case, but Mira went crazy one day. Mom was getting ready for brunch when she found a freaking skunk in her closet. Well, the rest of us were gagging because of the stink. Mira was laughing her butt off. She kept doing these things for weeks, but they always blamed me, not her.
Why would poor Mira do this? She loves us. She's one of us. You're still trying to get back at us because you're your stupid friend. This is ridiculous, Jinu, and you better stop now.
My parents stormed off and I turned to Mira. Do you think you'll always get away? I'll get you one of these days.
Keep trying, fart face. Mom and Dad will never believe it was me.
She was totally evil. I worried she'd do something to hurt me. Soon, things were a disaster at home, but at school I focused on getting on the football team. On the day of the tryouts, I discovered Terror was part of the cheer squad. Hey, it's good to see you.
I can't say the same about you.
We did our plays and I killed it. But before the names were announced, I saw Rumi whispering something to the football captain.
You've got average talent, but I know where we can put that big ugly face of yours. Here you can cheer on the team as the mascot loser.
I couldn't believe my sweet friend had turned into such a monster. One day after a game, I was running back in my mascot suit to the showers when I bumped into someone and fell on my butt. I looked up and saw Zoey, the most popular cheerleader and student body president.
Whoa! Easy there, Big Cat. We can't have our most important team member injured.
Most important? Me. You can't be serious.
Of course I am. Your cheers are great. I'm Zoey, by the way.
I know who you are. I'm Jinu.
You're too handsome to be hiding behind that mask. See you around, Lion. I mean Jinu.
Her jokes were cheesy but cute. I couldn't help falling for her. She brought me chocolates after every practice. It even helped me with a few math assignments. But Rumi didn't like us hanging out. One day during practice, she bumped into me on purpose.
Watch where you're going, criminal.
Shut up, Rumi. I thought you were my friend, but you're just a jealous witch. You can't see me happy.
I wonder how much Zoey will like you when she finds out your family is a bunch of crooks. Her dad is a judge, you know.
Don't you dare tell her.
Try me.
Zoey wasn't just my girlfriend, she was my only friend. If she ever found out about my family, she would drop me like a hot potato. But things were finally looking up. I asked Zoey to the prom and she said yes. But one day when I went to the gym lockers to get my mascot costume, it was gone. The game was already on and I was super late. I looked everywhere, but the costume was nowhere to be found. Then I saw it. The thief who had stolen my costume was charging at the cheerleaders and then pushed Rumi down, and I watched in horror as the mascot ran inside the locker room and took off the mask. It was Mira.
Try worming your way out of this one, moron.
Rumi made a big deal out of it. No one believed that it wasn't me and it was thrown off the team. Zoey, you have to believe me. I would never do something like this.
I believe you, Jinu. You're the most honest person I know.
Then you don't know him at all. Tell me, Zoey, have you ever met his family?
What are you doing, Rumi?
Telling the truth because you never do. Ask to see his family, Zoey. I bet he won't make it happen.
What is she talking about? And why don't you ever talk about your family?
It's really no big deal. Rumi's dad doesn't like mine because she won a business contract they both wanted. She's just a pretty little witch.
Then let's have dinner on Friday. My place. My parents would love to meet you and your family.
Rumi was ruining everything. I decided not to tell my parents about the invitation, but when I got home, I heard the most shocking thing.
Of course, we're available. See you then, Jinu. We've been invited to Judge Foss's house for dinner on Friday. Why didn't you tell us you were dating their daughter?
Because I don't want you to ruin this for me. Call them back and tell them you can't go say you had a stroke or something.
And give up a chance of rubbing shoulders with a judge. No way that kind of connection can really help us.
If you try to con a judge and he finds out you could face jail time, please call and cancel.
We know what we're doing, kiddo. Don't worry about it.
You just focus on keeping your girlfriend happy. Can you believe it? Our little goody two-shoes played the biggest con yet and made a judge's daughter fall for him.
That's my boy.
I paced my room furiously, thinking of ways to cancel the dinner. I decided to come clean to Zoey, but then something completely unexpected happened.
I hear you're having troubles with the parents. For a small fee, I can stop them from going to that dinner.
And why should I trust you?
I don't see anyone else coming to help you. You could pay me half now and half later.
Mira was a snake, but I was desperate, so I agreed. On Friday night, I got really sick.
Nice try, Jinu, but we're not buying it. You're trying to stop us from going to this dinner?
No, please. I'm not good at tricks like you guys. I'm really sick.
Then it's a good thing Mira is here to look after you. Have fun. We know we're going to.
I was sweaty and nervous, but sometime later, I got the most horrible call. Mom and Dad were in an accident. Zoey joined us as Mira and I rushed to the hospital, but thank God they weren't seriously injured. Apparently their car brakes had failed. I couldn't believe Mira had gone so far. You did this! What is wrong with you?
I didn't do anything to the car. I just gave you a bad burrito to make you sick.
And who did this?
We think you know young men.
The act was up. They had footage of me from our neighbor's security camera fiddling with Dad's car.
Jinu, what the heck is this?
It's revenge, okay? You guys ruined my life with your shady crimes. I wasn't going to risk Zoey finding out about you, so I tried to cut the fuel line to stop you from going. I must have accidentally cut the brake lines instead.
And all those pranks at home.
I did everything. The skunk, the itching powder, and the frogs. I framed Mira so you could see what an awful job you were doing bringing us up. But it made no difference. You guys are terrible parents, and now you made me just like you. I'm just as bad as all of you. They were all shocked and stared at me like I was the evil one when they had been fooling people for years.
This isn't okay, son. This is crazy stuff. You need therapy.
I don't need therapy. They do. They're criminals and crooks. They should be in jail.
Babe, please. I understand how hard it's been for you, and we all make mistakes, but two wrongs don't make a right. You need help, and I'll be with you every step of the way.
Hearing her kind words, I broke down crying. All right, I need help. I want to get better. I'm ready. Officer, Zoey held my other hand and we left together.
Don't worry, son. Your parents will get punished for their crimes.
No one is born defined by their family's mistakes. Having the courage to admit them, take responsibility, and seek help is the path to healing and building a better life.
Hi, I'm Mandy. Please like and subscribe, and tomorrow you will have the best news. Growing up, we moved around a lot because my parents were journalists. I got really good at making friends quickly, but holding on to any of them was tough since I always ended up leaving, no matter how many of my so-called besties promised they'd stay in touch. After a while, they never did. It was heartbreaking every time. One day, Mom came home with big news. She got a job in Washington, D.C. for a national newspaper, and we wouldn't have to move anymore. I was so excited. Finally, I would have rooms of our own to decorate, make friends that would last. It was a dream. When I started at my new high school, I was nervous. I had to make an amazing first impression because this one had to stick. When I sat down at my desk in the homeroom, the other kids looked at me like I was an alien until a pretty brunette girl sat down next to me.
Hey, I'm Jasmine. Love your jeans. Where'd you get them?
A thrift store in New York.
Oh my god. Is that where you're from?
Sort of. I told her all about life on the road, and we hit it off right away. I could tell she was popular, and it was easy to see why. Very involved in all sorts of clubs and sports. So charming, and top 2 of our class. She was always competing for the top spot against this one kid, Chase. She warned me about how annoying he was, and I totally agreed. I was stuck next to him in math class, and he was always talking and distracting me from taking notes. From the second we met, Jasmine invited me everywhere with her and her friends. We did our homework together, ate lunch, had sleepovers. It was amazing! Soon after I started school, Jasmine convinced me to come to her French club to see if I wanted to join. She introduced me to her friend Camille, and we had so much fun. We watched French movies and practiced speaking with each other. I joined immediately. They were going to choose 2 students for a summer study abroad in Paris. I just knew it would be a really smart move for my future. One day, I went to Camille's house to study with her, and suddenly, the cutest boy I'd ever seen walked into her kitchen.
Hey, butthead.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was meant for my dumb little sister.
Ugh, don't listen to him.
I'm Ryan. You must be the famous Mandy I've heard so much about.
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Nowhere better than right where Mandy is.
Then he smiled the most perfect smile I'd ever seen. I could have melted into a puddle right there. The next day at French Club, I told Jasmine all about him. Oh my god, Jazz, he's on the soccer team. Good at school.
Wow, he sounds like
he perfect package. OMG, he's here. She turned to see Ryan walk into the room right then suddenly. Her eyes turned to ice in front of me.
Ryan? He's my ex.
Oh.
But I mean, if you like him, I guess.
No, of course I wouldn't.
Oh, good, because it'd be so weird. I'm so glad we're friends.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, nothing. It's nice to see you again.
Since when are you in French Club?
Since I found out Mandy joined.
It was so awkward I thought I'd die. Just then, Madame Delacroix clapped her hands.
For announcement time for our upcoming Parents' Night, we will be breaking off into pairs to research and cook a classic French dish.
She started group. And surprise! Surprise! I got paired with Ryan. For just a second, I thought I could see the ice return to Jasmine's eyes, but she blinked, and it was gone. I felt sort of guilty that I'd be spending so much time with Ryan, but I vowed to keep my promise to Jasmine. Soon after that, I got assigned to help Chase hand out awards at the banquet. Hanging out with him all night would be the perfect punishment for me. A few days later, Ryan and I had to get together at his house to make chocolate mousse, my favorite.
Have you ever made this before?
No, but I've watched my dad make it, so I think Then I started the mixer. It started whipping everything up so fast that our chocolate mixture started flying out of the bowl. Soon we were both covered in chocolate. I was mortified, but Ryan just laughed and swiped some chocolate off my nose.
Looks good to me.
After we got cleaned up, we managed to make a second batch just in time to make it to the event. Madame Delacroix tasted every dish and said ours was the best of all of them. I was pretty proud, and I hoped it would get me some extra points toward the Paris program. Not even having to sit next to Chatterbox Chase all night could ruin my mood. After that, Ryan started asking me to hang out more and more. Soccer games, study sessions, sometimes even trips for ice cream. After, he was really funny, and we liked all the same books. I could tell he liked me, and I was really starting to like him. But I couldn't betray Jasmine. When I told my mom about it, she thought I was being ridiculous.
I don't think Jasmine really has your best interests at heart, Mandy.
She was my first friend here.
But that doesn't make her a good friend. What kind of friend keeps you from being with someone you really like?
It's girl code, so I was definitely surprised the next day, at lunch, when our group started talking about boys to hear Jasmine exclaim,
Who needs them? I've so moved on from Ryan. I mean, we only dated a few weeks anyway. Mandy, you can have him for all I care.
I was elated to hear her say that, but now I was nervous. I'd never really pursued anyone before, but all the signs were there, and I decided to go for it. Soon after, Ryan hurt his ankle at a soccer match and had to leave the field. We lost. I decided to visit him the next day, especially now that Jazz had given her blessing. When I walked into his living room with some cheery daisies, his whole face lit up, and he pulled me down to the couch in a huge hug. When we pulled away, I felt like I was falling into his beautiful brown eyes. I thought for just a second I might get my first real kiss, but I chickened out. I brought some ice cream too for Sundays.
You're the best, you know that?
We watched TV and ate way too much ice cream, but things felt a little different. He was texting almost constantly, when he usually was always talking to me non-stop. I wondered if I had ruined things by pulling away earlier. I tried to ignore it, but when my mom came to get me, I was sort of glad to leave. For the next few days, I tried to keep my head down and work hard towards the Paris trip, but I was glad for the distraction when Jasmine announced her birthday party to the whole class.
Arcade this weekend. My birthday wish list is on all the invites.
You going?
Of course. Jazz is my best friend.
Sure she is.
Cryptic much. You're so weird. I caught up with her in the hallway after. Can I hitch a ride to your party? This will be so fun. I already have your gift.
My carpool is full already.
Oh, okay. I'll just... But she was already halfway down the hall, leaving me in her dust. I figured she was just distracted about her party and tried not to think about her weird behavior. I texted Ryan to see if he and Shamil wanted to carpool, but all I got were 3 typing bubbles in response, and then nothing. In fact, I didn't hear anything from anyone all weekend. What was going on Saturday, when my mom dropped me off at arcade, a gift in hand for Jasmine, I pasted a big smile on my face as I got out of the car. Chase waved to me and smiled. He really wasn't so annoying, maybe just a little awkward. As we walked into the party room, imagine my shock when I saw Jasmine's stick standing there holding hands with none other than Ryan. A pit dropped to the bottom of my stomach. When she leaned over to kiss him, I thought I'd die. All I wanted to do was run home and curl up under the covers, but I couldn't. It was Jasmine's birthday, my best friend. Still, I was mortified. Everyone knew I liked him, and they had all seen us spend so much time together. Now, he wouldn't even look at me. As everyone started pairing off and heading to the arcade, I realized I didn't have a partner. Blinking back tears, I suddenly felt a warm hand on my shoulder.
Hey, let's pair up for a round.
Sure. Chase and I played through, and even though I had a pit in my stomach, we actually had a lot of fun. He was pretty good, and even when I danced offbeat, he pretended not to see it. When we went inside for Jasmine's cake, I tried to put on a brave face, but when Ryan leaned over to help her blow out her birthday candles, and Jasmine turned to smile at me with a gleam in her eye like nothing was wrong, I knew I had to leave. I snuck out to the bathroom to call my mom to get me, and as soon as I got into her car, I burst into tears and cried all the way home. And even though Chase texted me to check on me, and Camille did too, the one person who I actually thought would worry enough to reach out never did. I didn't hear from Jasmine until Monday in homeroom.
Mandy, why'd you leave my party? The cake was so good.
Why did I leave? Jasmine?
What?
You have to know why I left.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You knew I liked Ryan. You told me you'd moved on, and all of a sudden you show up with him without telling me.
How can you be mad? He was my boyfriend.
Your ex-boyfriend that you said I could pursue. Why tell me that if you wanted him back all along?
See, this is why we kept it quiet. We knew you'd be upset.
What?
We got back together the day he got hurt at his soccer match. He wanted to tell you, but we all knew you'd just be upset.
So you've just been lying to me for weeks? All of you. Jazz, how am I supposed to trust anything any of you say?
All's fair in love and war.
And with that, she flipped her hair over her shoulder and switched desks. I was devastated. My first real friend. And everything had gotten so messed up. What had I missed? When I saw Ryan walking home from school, I sped up to catch him. What the heck, Ryan? I thought we liked each other. And then you show up like that with Jasmine and totally blindside me.
I didn't know you liked me.
Oh, come on. The ice cream, the flowers. You knew I liked you. There have been several moments and I didn't just imagine that you liked me too.
I did, but you never said anything.
Well, neither did you.
And then when Jasmine came to me after I got hurt saying she wanted to get back together, why would I turn her down when I wasn't even the one to break up with her?
Like me. Don't like me? Fine. But you could have had the decency to say something before just showing up like that and humiliating me. I deserve better than that. I tried to put on a brave face at school. After all, hadn't I been a lone wolf for my whole life? But I'd gotten so used to having a friend at school that I suddenly felt the absence. Luckily, Chase came to sit by me the first time he saw me sitting alone at lunch. I couldn't see why I'd hated him so much for so long, other than the fact that Jasmine didn't like him. He was so sweet and really smart. Even though I avoided Jasmine and Ryan at all costs, I refused to quit French club. As the weather got nicer, Chase tried to get me to come out to soccer games, parties, concerts. But my sole focus was on school. I was more determined than ever to get one of the spots to go to Paris and prayed that Jasmine wouldn't get the other one. Chase became my favorite study buddy. He was almost as determined as I was for me to win the top spot on the Paris trip. On the last day of school, our report cards came out straight A's. Chase and I got big ice cream sundaes after school to celebrate. As I looked across the table at him, I thought about everything that had happened with Jasmine and Ryan and our whole big group, and I decided I was so glad to have one actual good friend instead of a bunch of not-so-great ones. Afterwards, Chase and I walked down the National Mall as the sun set. So, Mr. Number 1 in the class, how does it feel?
I'm just glad to have beat her, to be honest, especially after everything that happened with you.
I can take care of myself.
I know, but from day one you seemed so nice, and I tried to make friends with you so quickly because I knew she'd come after you right away.
What do you mean?
Jasmine and I have been in the same class since kindergarten. She has always kept the girls she was most afraid of close. You know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
But I was never her enemy.
She's always been afraid of the smart, pretty girls in our grade. Even if you don't see it, trust me. To her, you were a threat.
Wow, I had no idea. But if I had to go through all that to become friends with you, it was worth it. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Madame Delacroix. Hello?
Mandy, I'm pleased to inform you that you have been selected for this summer's study abroad in Paris. Pack your bags, mademoiselle. I am so proud.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I mean, merci beaucoup. When we hung up, I squealed. Oh my God! I'm gonna have a stamp in my passport. Suddenly, Chase's phone rang. And when he saw the caller ID, he looked up at me with a gleam in his eye. I could barely contain my excitement. And when he finally said, "Thank you," and hung up, he turned to me with a huge smile.
Looks like I'll have a matching stamp.
Paris? Together? I threw my arms around him, overjoyed to be off on a big adventure with my favorite first real friend. Hi, I'm Prisma from California. Please like and subscribe. My sister Juliet and I were born to freakishly rich parents who adored and spoiled us at our lakeside mansion. Even though Juliet and I were twins, people always seemed to compliment me more for my pretty blonde curls and blue eyes.
Look at this beautiful child. She's God's gift to humans.
Of course, both of our daughters are adorable.
Oh, that one's yours too. I never would have guessed.
See what I mean? This didn't change even after we grew up. Over time, Juliet started noticing it too and became extremely competitive, especially when it came to dancing.
Look at Prisma's move. She's so adorable.
She'll make us proud one day.
What? She's dancing like a frog who's holding in a fart. How can you guys be so blind?
I admit Juliet was better than me, but I wasn't so bad. And everyone, including my parents, seemed to agree. But every time they praised me, Julia's butt would light on fire. Not that I cared. I loved the attention. Over the next few years, Juliet and I grew further apart, and by the time we were 16, we were pretty much strangers living under the same roof. She got into dancing, and I fell in love with writing. Things were fine, till one day, Dad lost all his money in stocks, and we had to sell our estate and move to a tiny apartment. Worst of all, I had to share a room with Juliet. Seriously, Mom, I need my privacy. You know that.
It's just for one night. We'll buy you a mattress in the morning, and Juliet can sleep in the lounge.
No way. I need my own room too. If she gets one, so do I.
Please don't be so melodramatic.
Before Juliet could argue more, Mom left. Juliet tossed and turned angrily, but finally fell asleep, and I did too. But a few hours later, I woke up to her screaming,
Ew, I can't believe you still do that.
I felt horrible as I realized the bed was all wet. I had a condition where stress could sometimes make me lose control over my bladder while sleeping. That was my secret. And now, Juliet knew. Shut up, Juliet. It's not a big deal.
Who would have thought Ms. Perfect needed diapers? It's a huge deal. And now you'll do what I say if you don't want anyone at our new school to find out.
You're an awful person.
You don't say. I worked so hard to be this awful, so thank you. For the first time in years, I get to dominate you.
I gave up the room, and Juliet promised to tell no one, but it was so hard to trust her. On our first day of our new school, Juliet and I could feel all eyes on us as we entered, and I heard a few kids whispering about our branded clothes and bags. That's all we had from our life before.
Look at them. They all look. This place is yuck.
Don't say that. It's the best Mom and Dad could do.
You don't have to kiss their butt now they're not around to hear you and pat your back. Anyway, I'm off. Good luck getting through a year in this dump.
Such a brat. Thank God we were in different homerooms. But it was kinda true. The school wasn't half as fancy as my private one back in Malibu. Kids were louder and meaner, and even the teachers didn't seem to care. That day, as I walked back home, I missed my old life and prayed something could magically put everything back in place. I guess God was in a happy mood, 'cause the next day, Juliet gave us the best news we'd heard all week.
I auditioned for the role of dancer in Superstar Karen's next movie. OMG, this Karen doesn't age. I should get her doctor's number. I know I'm, super pretty, but I can be prettier, so why not? Anyway, I got a call back for the second round. How amazing is that?
That's so cool. You totally deserve it.
Stop pretending. I know you're probably just burning inside. Get ready to beg for my autograph.
Geez, relax. Don't be so overconfident, okay?
No one is as good as me. There. This rolls in my pocket. Anyway, I have to practice, so I'll see you guys around.
I was genuinely happy for her, but I just wished something could turn up for me too, especially after I saw how Mom fussed over Juliet. It made me even more jealous than I'd like to admit. Juliet's audition was in a week, and Mom decided it would be a good idea to tag along and cheer her on, despite her protests. The set was huge, and I felt like I'd entered a TV or something. Just then, Karen walked in, looking like a vision, and everyone fell silent. She looked even better than her movies. This woman was a goddess.
Okay, let's get this movie started. Wait a minute, who are you?
I was so lost in admiring her that I didn't realize I was standing in the middle of the scene. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just...
No, go back. Could you dance for me?
Oh, I'm not really here for that.
Just give it a try, please.
She signaled for the music to start, and I did what she said. To my surprise, I enjoyed the attention on me, and the camera didn't make me feel nervous. After I was done, Karen took me to her office.
Okay, so I'm gonna offer you a deal. $1 million, and you sign the movie now.
But I've been so out of touch with dance, and my sister's way better. You should give her a chance.
I don't know who your sister is, but no one here is as pretty as you. And I could always train you. Think about it. It's either you or some other girl, but not your sister.
Karen handed me her card and left. And when I turned around, I saw Juliet fuming at me. And when we reached home, she went bonkers on me.
How dare you? This was my chance to shine, and you snatched it away. I hate you.
Listen, I know how this looks, but I didn't think this would happen. And she told me she wasn't offering the role to you anyway. So it's a good thing I got it. We could use the money.
You'll make up anything to justify how selfish you are. If I don't get this role, you can't have it either. And if you take it, I'll make sure you regret it.
Don't threaten me like that. If you were good enough, she wouldn't have chosen me. Okay? Think about that. I knew how Juliet felt, but it was a 1 in a million opportunity. The money would benefit all of us, and it wasn't like she was getting the role. So why couldn't I have it? The next morning, I went to Karen and signed the deal. When Juliet found out, she lost her mind and screamed for hours. But I knew I'd done the right thing for my family, so I ignored her. A week later, we started shooting, and working with Karen was a dream. She was the sweetest, But for some reason, no one else on set agreed with me. One evening, after a late shoot, we talked, and I told her my whole story.
Oh, darling, I know how you feel. I come from a poor family too, and I made my way up.
Really? That's so inspiring. I felt so special because she confided in me. But the next day when I met her, she totally blew me off. And soon, she started showing her true colors. She treated me like her servant, and I was stuck getting her coffee and salads, and she kept criticizing me in front of the whole crew during shootings. I decided to talk to her. But soon we started with promotion interviews, and there was never a good time. During one interview, the host asked me a bunch of questions, but Karen kept butting in.
So what do you love most in the world?
Well, I love
dancing and me, of course. She's my biggest fan.
Yes, but I was saying that my parents
are so proud of her. I took this poor girl under my wing, and now I'll make her a big star. Isn't she lucky?
Karen didn't let me say anything, and the next day, everybody was talking about her big heart. No one was talking about my talent. Great. Now people think I'm some charity case.
Don't overthink it. Of course you're talented, but everyone likes a good sob story. Just go with the flow.
I tried, but it kept getting worse. Everyone wanted to know more about how I became famous, and even started bothering my parents to get their answers.
Are you really poor, or is this just a publicity stunt?
How does it feel to live off your daughter's money?
Well, it's my money to begin with, so I feel betrayed.
What the heck are you doing?
Telling the truth, helping the media. I'm being a responsible citizen.
I dragged Juliet away before she said something to make the situation worse. And a few weeks later, we moved to another place. Lately, the stress had been so much that I was wetting the bed more frequently. I really hadn't expected things to be so hard. A few days later, I was going through the script when I heard noises coming from Karen's office and peeped in to see the writer of the movie crying.
You can't do this. You promised me a better amount for my story. That's why I gave the script to you.
Oh, cry me a river for changing my mind. This is my last offer. Or, I can break your career faster than I break hearts.
But it's not enough. You know how much this story means to me. And I'm knee-deep in debt.
Not my problem. You want the money or not?
The girl left crying, and I entered the room to have a word with Karen.
Stay out of it.
But it's not fair. You can't just take away her hard work and not even pay her well for it. It's just wrong.
Really? Have you forgotten what you did to your own sister? She was the better dancer, and you didn't even flinch before taking her place.
That was different. It was me or her.
And you chose you. You and I are more alike than you think. And time you go snooping around in my business, know this. I will fire you.
You can't do that. I'm the face of your movie, and people would crush you for firing the poor girl.
Darling, everyone is replaceable. Ask your sister.
Karen's words hit me like a hot slap. And for the first time, I thought how unfair I'd been to Juliet. I had to make it right, and I started with dropping an anonymous tip to the media about how Karen exploited her staff. The news blew up like a volcano, and Karen faced bad backlash. She knew I'd leaked the news, and I was fired on the spot. But I couldn't care less. All I wanted was to make things right. But Juliet was still ignoring me, and I couldn't blame her. How one morning I walked into her room to talk, but she wasn't around. And seconds later, I heard Mom scream. What? What happened? Mom pointed to the TV, and Karen was standing with Juliet and calling her my replacement. What? I was still reeling with shock when Juliet walked in. Juliet, I know I'm probably the last person you trust, but working with Karen will destroy you. She's just using you to teach me a lesson.
Fine by me. You do need a few lessons. Like, you're not the only dancer in the world, and I'm far more talented. Heck, if people knew your little secret, you wouldn't have even made it this far. Now stop being annoying or I might tell it to the press.
The industry runs on gossip. Sure, people will talk about me for a few days, and then what? They'll forget about it. But working with Karen will make you miserable. Don't do this.
I'll do anything I want. Now get out of my way. I have a plane to catch.
Despite my parents' pleas, Juliet left and we didn't hear from her for weeks. Slowly, I got back to my studies and managed to pass my high school. But we were running out of money, and I needed something to keep afloat. So I decided to apply for small roles in movies. A few days later, one of the old writers on Karen's set called me and said she'd recommended me for a role in the movie based on her script. It did well, and I started getting more offers. Slowly, the money started rolling in, and we moved to a better place. I even saved up enough to put me through a writing school, and things were fine, except Juliet was still in the back of my mind. And then one day, while I was leaving for work, Mom came running in.
It's Juliet. She's in jail.
What? Mom told me that Juliet was involved in some embezzlement scandal with Karen, and they'd been arrested. We went to the police station with a lawyer to bail Juliet out. My parents seemed to forgive her instantly, but I was still mad at her.
Prisma, there's a lot I need to say, but I don't know where to start.
How about sorry or thank you?
I am really sorry. I was blinded by all the glamour and a chance to be better than you for once. Karen treated me just like you said, and she'll get powerful lawyers and get herself out of this mess. But I'm stuck in it now. You don't have to believe me, but I'm innocent.
I tried telling you she's a witch, and I think I do believe you.
Do you think you can forgive me? I will never even mention the word diaper in front of you.
Shut up! I'm better now, and it might take some time to fix things between us, but let's get this mess sorted first. And I'm happy to have you home.